James, obviously you're coming to a new team, a new environment. In your second game, how important was it to get those 2 goals for you personally?
Yeah, I mean it feels good for sure. Obviously, it gets your confidence up, and it's nice to see him go in. And I thought personally felt a lot more comfortable, a lot better in the second game. Kind of got the first game jitters out of the way. The atmosphere was great, and it was kind of a weird game, a few different mistakes going on, but I thought we did a great job of sticking with it, and obviously winning the game in the end.
When you're on a new club and a team makes a trade for you to bring in some goal scoring, some secondary goal scoring, some primary goal scoring, does that alleviate any of the pressures that you may have put on yourself? Say that if you won a few games without scoring a goal?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I put pressure on myself, obviously, every year, and to score goals. I feel like if you want to be a top guy, you want to be a goal scorer, you're going to have that pressure, and that's good pressure. And it was, like I said, it was nice to see them go in. It's for sure a good start, and like I said, I felt more and more comfortable as the game went on, and I felt my legs were there. I felt good. So. Just big goals on the PP, and I thought we stuck with it all night, and it was nice to see us, come out with another win, and going to go on the road here and continue that.
You've got a hell of a shot, but you must score over your career. You must have scored lots of goals like that.
Yeah, I think. I think. I know it's something I definitely, worked on in the summer. I think as a shooter, you tend to sometimes rely on your shot a little bit too much. You find yourself away from the net a little bit too much, and that's when maybe you're not scoring as much. So I think I was kind of getting back to getting in the dirty areas a little bit more, getting closer to the net, finding pucks in those areas. Those pucks are going to be there with the guys we have on the ice, with Leon and Connor and Nuge and Clef shooting it from the point. You're going to have opportunities to get rebounds and clean up some different stuff around the crease. So it's definitely something I worked on in the summer, and I was trying to be ready for chances, and seeing loose pucks turn around and put them in the net. So it was nice to see him going last night, and a couple of big goals, and focus on the next one.
The old days, you would take a piece of lumber in the back with those shots, those 5-footers. Now you figure as an offensive player, you get a little bit more advantage on the rebound type stuff.
Yeah, for sure. They can't tie you up as much, for sure. So yeah, you just try to get body position, try to track the puck as best as you can, and a couple different plays where redirects or high tips, and you're finding loose pucks in the crease. So. Got to try to find different ways to score, for sure. You have to evolve in your game and in your goal scoring ability. So I don't know if I think I only maybe had one shot last night, but that's all right. You want to score different ways if you want to get to that next level. So it was good.
Mike's one of the best goalies in league history at handling the puck. He had a tough first period. Like, do you guys just gotta? You just gotta say.
Yeah, I'd said
screw
that's
it.
good.
Like
That's good for a few months for him. They got rid of him in the second game. So, no, yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen sometimes, for sure. Especially with the ice, bobble pucks, things happen quick, and but I think the pressure he takes off the D, off our wingers, and off our centermen, coming back for pucks is, he's the best in the league for sure at it. So seen that firsthand the last couple of years, and there's no guy that would be harder on himself with those plays than him, and he'll battle back. He's good at letting things go, and a true pro and getting back, and just listening to him talk 2 seconds ago, you learn from it. He knows he's he's probably the oldest guy on our team, and he can let it go just like anyone else. So he'll refocus, and he was great in the first game, bailed us out a ton. So I think after the first one we were saying, let's get one back for Smitty, and then after the second one we're like, okay, let's really get one back for Smitty here. So we bailed him out, and he is the first thing he said, so he appreciates that, and we appreciate him.
The thing about goalies too, the really good goalies don't care how many they give up. It's just as the game wears on, if you've given up a couple you don't like, just make sure you don't give up another one like that.
Well, I think and then he made some huge saves backdoor and a couple backdoor passes there to keep the game tied up. So, and then at the end there he's solid. So like I said, I don't think it was the prettiest for any of us. So that's fine. But we found a way to get 2 points, and now we got 4 points in the column, and that's what we want.
Oscar was saying last night, he says, not too pretty either game. We've kind of outscored our mistakes, certainly last night. Teams have to, you've been around a while. The teams in some games just you have to outscore. You didn't play as well defensively, but if you got enough offense, you still think you can win the games.
Yeah, I think we should have a belief that we can win the game no matter what happens. Exactly like last night, you give up a couple that you don't think you should give up, but for us just to stick with it, we got big goals at big times. You know, after they scored, we came back and got timely goals. So that's huge. It kept us in it. It kept the bench up. It kept everyone engaged in the game, and then we give ourselves a chance to win at the end on a power play. And you know, it was a huge game for us.
James, you got a 4-game road trip coming up. Obviously, trips like that early in the season, good for team bonding, team building. But as a new player in a new team, what does that opportunity kind of present for you?
Yeah, I think for us, you know, you're kind of you obviously look to be good at home. You're expected to be good in your home building. So I think for us, we want to be at work teams on the road, and we're going to go into some tough buildings here in New York. I know playing the Islanders' old building in Nassau is always tough rink to play in. So you know, we'll have a good test on the road, and you know, we've done a good job of getting to know each other, getting a good feel for each other through a training camp, and we'll continue down the road.
What do you think of Sid?